What is your I wish I had started doing that earlier in my life? Story 1. Wearing earplugs at loud concerts and shows, and during band practices. I have a slight ringing in my ears when it's quiet, and I think that could be the start of tinnitus. Just got fitted for custom musicians' earplugs yesterday, so hopefully it doesn't get any worse. Story 2. Not caring what people thought of me as much. I think this comes with age. The older I get, the less I care. I'm 42 now. By the time I'm 60, I'm pretty sure I'll actually give 0 fucks. You don't have to wait that long. Your give a shit factor will quickly decline after 50. Source: I'm 55. Story 3. Swimming. A few years ago, I lost over 125 pounds through dieting and going to the gym. For the past 2 years, I've plateaued around 210 pounds and just couldn't shift the last 20 pounds that I really need to. About a month ago, I started swimming, and it's doing so much more for me than the gym did. Maybe I just needed a change or something, but this is seriously working, and I'm going to lose the rest by the end of 2019. Swimming is a wonderful thing for the body. Very low-impact cardio, helps with large muscle group development, even helps with your posture. I love it. Story 4. Eating healthy and exercising. I'm 40 and have all sorts of issues due to an extremely poor diet as a child. Don't be like me. Start now. It's easier than you realize. First month or two are really hard, and when you want to give up, thinking it won't ever get easier, but it does. Story 5. Getting reasonable amounts of sleep. No, 4 hours has to be enough, right? Looks a clock. Fuck. Sure, you've gotten by plenty of times on 4 hours. You just need to think about your day and try to take a tactical approach. Whoops, it's only 3 hours now. Story 6. Wedding videographer here. I try to get to know both people beforehand so I can work in their hobbies or unique traits into my product. A big red flag is when one person is clearly trying to change the other. I had one dude who loved poker, craft beer, cigars, hanging with his rowdy friends, video games, etc. I planned a cool shoot where I had all his friends and an Old West saloon, and he sees his bride-to-be, etc. But she steps in and declares, "Oh, he won't be doing any of those things anymore." Poor bastard just sat there in silence as I awkwardly had to plan them shopping for a Yorkie puppy instead. Halfway through the post-production after the wedding, he called and said he was getting an annulment. I wanted to say, "Could have told you so," but I tried to stay neutral. Green flags are just the opposite, embracing the other person's habits, hobbies, interests, basically not being a controlling freak show. Story 7. I wish I had stuck to literally any hobby since my early 20s. I've flitted about between all sorts and not getting good at anything. I think the biggest one was drawing. I drew so much as a teen. Sure, most of it was wonky anime, but I was starting to branch out into more Marvel and DC style too. It made me happy just to draw whatever I felt like, but I stopped because my parents and teacher kept giving me shit for not doing proper art. Totally killed my motivation, and I didn't keep it up after I moved out. Even without any formal teaching, just imagine what 10 or 12 years of bumbling my own way through sketching could have got me. Oh well, I'm trying to pick it back up again now. Story 8. Investing into 401k/IRA. Yeah, the Irish Republican Army could have used your help a few decades ago. Story 9. Hit the gym. People said it would help my mood, and I hate that they were right. It's not a panacea, but I feel better for doing it. I think bullying in PE meant physical exertion had a very strong negative association, which didn't help. Turns out, in your average gym, no one gives a shit as long as you aren't being a nuisance. I've been running for a while now. When I went to the doctor the last time, he was asking me about it. One of his questions was, "How long does it take you to get your second wind?" There is no second wind, bitch. There is only a slow descent into hell. Story 10. Drinking water instead of pop. A gallon a day keeps the kidney stones away. Coffee is close enough, right? Right? Actually, once you build a tolerance to caffeine, aka if you drink it every day, the diuretic component is decreased and it does hydrate you. Congrats. Story 11. Brushing my teeth. No one made me do it when I was too little to care, and by the time I wanted to do it for me, the damage was done. I'm pretty sure every dentist takes it as a challenge. I asked my dentist friends why they like their job, and they say it's really awesome seeing their patients go from completely damaged teeth to celebrity-like teeth. For the low, low price of your firstborn child and 10% of every paycheck you earn for the next 10 years. In the US, anyway. Canada, too. I need one implant, $5,000. Story 12. Saving money. I grew up pretty poor, and my family had a spend it while we got it mentality. Never learned how to properly budget and just started to work on it in my mid-20s. I'm sort of in the opposite side. I grew up poor, so I don't do anything for fun or go places because I am petrified something will happen at some point that will cost me a lot of money, so I don't want to spend it on anything. Then the feeling of guilt when you buy anything that you don't really need. This. I go buy something. Man, during checkout, I'm just like, do I really need this? And then, do I really, really need this? And then I just put it back, lol. Story 13. Being honest with people around me and not lying to myself about who I am. Same. I started doing this lately over the last few months or so, and even though it can be hard and even scary at times, it's made me feel so much more wholesome and happy about being myself and living my life. 10 out of 10. Would recommend to anyone. Story 14. I turned 30 in October, and boy, do I have a long list of these. All the I'll fix it when I'm older things that, well, I'm doing now because I'm older. Quitting smoking, 15 years of it, done since August. Working out, I look better and feel better. Run and cardio, see the first point for why I didn't. Just doing the fucking dishes. Have savings. Not being high every second I wasn't working. It's amazing how much time there is in the day. Just doing the fucking dishes. It's amazing how much welcoming your home feels when the sink is empty. Plus, if you wash the dishes right away, all the food hasn't dried out and it's much easier to clean them. Win-win. Story 15. Appreciating that it's okay to stay home if you enjoy indoor activities and staying at home. You don't have to go out all the time. I recently discovered this too. It's also a great way to save some money. I'm the opposite. I stay in because I have no money. Story 16. Learn how to learn. I never had to learn for school. I was smart enough to get through school without it. However, it came back hard when I went to college. Playing an instrument. Story 17. Quitting my old job to find something better. I'm a person of habit and I stayed there because it was stable and I was afraid of losing that if I tried to find another job. I dropped an application at another company with my years of experience listed right on the front. My phone blew up the next day. They wanted to hire me on the spot, offered me double what I was currently making. I nearly had a heart attack. It's been almost a year now and I couldn't be happier. Edit. For those that are wondering what I do, I'm in automotive repair. I worked 15 years for a small business. It paid well, but the mental stress, that's a nice way of putting it, and lack of appreciation for the consistent quality I produce was what pushed me over the edge. I applied at a major company doing the same thing. They needed people with my knowledge and skill. One look at my resume and they were instantly impressed. Now I work with good people, have good benefits, and no longer have to count my pennies. It's a great feeling. Story 18. Getting up early and just doing what needs to be done in a day instead of putting it off forever. Story 19. Knowing that it's okay to be confused and scared. Everyone is confident. You keep your head down because they seem to know what they're doing, but then you realize it's all just a pretense to avoid facing the same insecurity that you feel. Be honest with yourself. It's okay not to know stuff or be the best at stuff or not be sure where you want to be in life. It's okay. Story 20. Telling people to fuck off more. Being nice constantly will rot you from the inside.